Do you agree with my statement? Recently, I made a one shot on numerical methods, and in that, there's a topic called bisection method. So, bisection method is used basically to find the real roots of a function, of an algebraic function or a transcendental function. So, it is a bit lengthy process if you do it manually, right? Suppose if I give a function fx is equal to x cube minus 2x minus 5. So, to find its real root, what you can do, you can apply bisection method. So when I was finding the real solution of a function, it took me around 30 minutes to solve it manually without any calculator. Then I took another function and I solved it using a calculator, and it took me 15 minutes. So just after recording the lecture, I went in some deep thought, and I opened my laptop, and I launched BlueJ and started writing a code, and it was for bisection method. So you all can see the code right now. So using that code, it took me just 2 minutes to solve that function, and that too including the time of writing the code. So it means that it was 15 times more efficient than me, because I took 30 minutes and it just took 2 minutes. So it is 15 times more efficient than me. So does it mean that my 30 minutes were waste? Well, it is a subjective topic actually, because many will agree, many will disagree. So it is my personal opinion that for me that time wasn't a waste. And absolutely no. And I have some logics also to justify myself. But at the first place, why am I making this video? Because many people complain about calculations, because they think that what's the need of doing calculations if we have calculator, if we can do coding and other sorts of things. So in a technical era, we feel that manual calculation is useless. Well, instead of saying it useless, we can say that it is inefficient as compared to the technologies we use. For example, if we use a calculator, if we use coding or any other thing, but it is not useless, because everything in this universe is linked. Now I will go a bit in philosophy. Have you ever heard about butterfly effect? If you haven't heard, then it's okay. I'll give you another example. Just imagine a universe in which only operation that exists is addition, that is plus. Now, for example, if you're doing a very simple calculation, suppose 1 plus 1, calculator will give 2. 1 plus 2, calculator will give 3. 1 plus 4, calculator will give 5. 1 plus 3, calculator will give 4, right? Now, if you have just the habit of doing calculations on a calculator, then there's one thing which you will always miss. That is critical thinking. So now it's about psychology also. I won't go into that because I'm not anyone who can guide you for psychology, but it is somewhat related to psychology also. So for example, if you know 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, and you just know this through a calculator, that whenever you're getting 1 and 1, you're just adding it on a calculator, right? But if you do some critical thing, you do that simple calculation also on your own, you can think that 2 sum operator 1 can also be equal to 1, like 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So why can't we say that 2 sum operator 1 should equal 1, right? From that equation we can say. Or 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, so we can say that 3 sum operator 2 is equal to 1. Hence, from this you come across a term called subtraction. You discover a term subtraction. You name it as subtraction. Okay, it's on you, whatever you name it. That operator, that sum operator, you have named as suppose subtraction, right? So yeah, now you discovered a new operator, subtraction. And that's the power of manual calculation and critical thinking. So manual calculation actually increases your critical thinking, and that's why it is very important. If you still can't relate to me, I will give you another example. Well, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, right? 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. 1 plus 3 is equal to 4, right? So just see this pattern in reverse way. Well, if you use a calculator, you give 1 and 3. Of course, we are in that universe in which only addition exists till now, right? So when you give 1 and 3 in input, you will get 4 as the output, and that's it. But if you do it manually, you will think that 1 plus 3, well, 3 was equal to 1 plus 2. So 1 plus 3 is equal to 1 plus bracket 1 plus 2, bracket closed. And we know that 2 was equal to 1 plus 1, that is 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Hence 1 plus bracket 1 plus bracket 1 plus 1, brackets closed. And this was equal to what? This was equal to 4. Hence we have 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 4. And now you discovered another way to write number 4, except 1 plus 3. And that is, it was a very simple example, of course, very simple, very basic example. It was just to give you an example, right? To make you understand what I'm saying, right? So it tells that manual calculation is very important. So now I would like to say something that there's nothing in this universe that is useless. Everything has some use in your life. Even a single atom has very big significance in creation of the universe too. Just imagine that you can go to past and you just destroy one atom. If it is possible to destroy an atom, just it's an hypothetical case. So it is possible that there's no future. The whole universe collapses that time. It is also possible. So there's nothing in this universe that is useless. Everything from atoms to Milky Way galaxy to clusters of galaxy to complete universe, everything has a use in your life. If you can't see it directly, it has some indirect effects on your life and on your psychology, on your mental state or anything. So clearly maths is not just a subject, it teaches you many things about life, and it tells you that the things how to value things and how things actually work. So everything in this universe has its own significance in its own way. So we can't say that that is useless and that is useful. No. For example, if I give you another example, probably after your 10th grade, you must have chosen some subjects. So let's assume you took PCM, that is physics, chemistry, maths, okay? Now, does it make history, geography, whatever you studied in till your 10th grade as useless? Of course, no. Even if you don't study history and geography, those things are past, and geography is our present. It tells about many scientific phenomenon of earth, right? And all that affects your life in some or the other way. For example, there is an earthquake, you will do what? You will run out of your house, right? Or hide yourself under some strong object, right? But why you knew that when earthquake will come you have to run out of your house, or you have to just hide like that? So here comes that you learned in geography, and I can give thousands of such examples. So in a nutshell, everything in this universe is useful, and we should not say that that thing is useless, that thing is useful, something like that. No, never. Everything has its own significance, everything has its own pros, everything has their own cons, and whatever you want to say, right? But there's nothing in this universe that is useless. So if you like my views, then please do like and share this video, and please subscribe this channel. Bye bye, take care.